Morning students, myself Praveen Kumar Malik. First of all, welcome to my video channels. Today we will learn a new chapter whose name is GST. In previous class, we have completed the tax. In that chapter, we have learned what is tax and how we calculate the tax. And if you have not watched that video properly, then it will be too difficult for you to understand. So first, my humble request is to all of you, first watch that video, then come to watch this video. Okay students, so let's start our chapter GST. So before starting GST, some revision we will do about tax. So what is tax? Tax is the money paid to the government by the consumer when any person will buy something or for any other kind of service we are paying the tax. Okay, so there are two types of tax. One is direct tax and another one is indirect tax. The direct tax is that for an examples income tax income tax and road tax, like this. Here we are paying the tax to government directly, but some other indirect tax is also there. While we buying some products or goods or service, then we are paying the tax to the shopkeeper from where we have brought, and that person will pay that GST to government. So we are paying the GST to government indirectly. So GST is known as the indirect tax. Okay student, so how it calculated? It calculated same as we calculate the tax. So before calculating GST, we must have to know some things which are very important to us. So first of all, the GST means the tax. Only the government has right to take the tax, no other persons. We are giving the tax to the shopkeeper, but the shopkeeper has no liable or no rights to keep that tax with him. So the shopkeeper also paying that tax to the government. That means the government has only rights to take all type of tax. Second thing, who pay the tax? That means the person who buy some products or goods, he will only pay the tax. In this chapter GST, only we will read about the GST, indirect tax. Okay student, so when we can see that some type of products that a lots of person will buy same product, in that time the final buyer, that means for an example, if we say that A sold a product to B sold that same product to C, and C sold that same product to D, and here D is the final buyer. So that means D will pay all the tax, all the GST which is applicable to the government. No A, B and C will not pay any tax. Okay student, so final buyer will pay the tax. So while calculating the GST, we must have to know some concept, or must have to know some terms which are very important while calculating GST. Okay student, so first of all, the three terms are very important. One is GST input, and second is GST output, and third is GST credit. Okay student, these three things is very important, while very important to know about the GST. Okay student, so student, we will understand these three terms through an example. Suppose Ram went to market to buy a mobile. Okay, so he paid the cost of the mobile and GST to the shopkeeper and bought that mobile. Student, one thing is here, do you think that shopkeeper has made that mobile? No, we know that all type of mobiles or all goods are made from the manufacturing unit. The manufacturing unit made all types of goods and different types of product. So from that manufacturing unit, mobile has come to the shopkeeper. Shopkeeper has bought that mobile not directly from the manufacturing unit. From the manufacturing unit, the mobile has come to the shopkeeper through some media. So first of all, we will go through that algorithm. then we can understand these things properly. So here, suppose this is the manufacturing unit, and he sold that mobile to trader, and he sold to wholesaler, and he sold to the shopkeeper, he sold to Ram. Okay, student. So here, suppose manufacturing unit sold to the trader, and trader sold to wholesaler, and wholesaler sold that mobile to the shopkeeper, and shopkeeper sold that mobile to Ram. So here, let the selling price of the mobile from the manufacturer to trader. So let trader buy that mobile at 6,000 rupees. Okay, student. So manufacturing unit sold that mobile to trader at 6,000 rupees. Okay, student. And trader sold that mobile to wholesaler at 7,000 rupees. Okay. And wholesaler sell that mobile to shopkeeper at 8,500 rupees, and shopkeeper sold that mobile to Ram at 10,000 rupees. Okay, student. Okay. Now we can understand that this price is the selling price for the manufacturer, as well as this is the cost price for the trader. So this is selling price for the manufacturer and cost price for the trader. Similarly, this is also the selling price for the trader, and this is the cost price for the wholesaler. And this amount is same thing, is selling price for the wholesaler, and this is the cost price for the shopkeeper. And lastly, this is selling price for the shopkeeper, and this is the cost price for Ram. Now suppose let GST is equals to 10%. Suppose we will assume that 10% will be applicable GST for all these persons. So here the trader will pay the GST to the manufacturing unit. So 10% is how much? 10% of 6,000, because the selling price of the mobile is 6,000 for the manufacturer. So manufacturer will collect the 10% GST from trader. So he will take 600 rupees as GST. So here we can write that GST 600 rupees. Who will take this amount? Manufacturing unit. Similarly, wholesaler bought that mobile at 7,000 rupees. As we know that trader also sold that mobile at 7,000 rupees. That means trader will collect the GST from the wholesaler. What is the GST amount? 10% of 7,000 rupees. So this is also GST. How much? 700. Who will collect these things? Trader. Okay, student. Similarly, wholesaler sold that mobile to the shopkeeper. What is the rate? 8,500 rupees. That means wholesaler will collect the GST from the shopkeeper at 10%. So here GST, how much? 850 rupees. And who will collect it? Wholesaler will collect it. And then lastly, Ram will pay the GST. How much? 1,000 rupees. And who will collect this thing? Shopkeeper. So here we can see that trader is also paying the GST, wholesaler is also paying the GST, shopkeeper is also paying the GST, Ram is also paying the GST. That means 1, 2, 3, 4. 4% are paying the GST. And do you think that all this amount will go to the government? No. All this amount is not going to the government. Only this amount is going to government. Already I have told you, the final buyer will pay the total GST, not trader, wholesaler and shopkeeper. And if we stop the transaction in these positions, that means manufacturer sold that articles to the trader and trader will not sell that articles to any other persons. That means here trader is the final buyer. And when trader will sell that product to the wholesaler, in these positions wholesaler is the final buyer. Okay students? And when wholesaler will sell that product to shopkeeper, that means on that time shopkeeper will the final buyer. And at last when shopkeeper will sell that product to Ram, then Ram will the final buyer. Okay student? And here how much government will take and how? So here we have already we have discussed the GST. What is the amount of GST and the person who will give the GST. That means the person who take the GST, that person have no right to collect the GST or to keep that GST amount with him. That means he must have to pay that GST to government. So think here, when the manufacturer sold that article to trader, the trader has paid the 6,000 rupees as the selling price and 600 rupees as the GST. And in this position, trader has given 600 rupees to manufacturing unit, and manufacturing unit will give 600 to government. Understood student? Here manufacturing unit cannot keep that amount with him, so he has to pay the 600 to government. So if we stop this transaction here, that means government has got 600 rupees as the GST of that mobiles. Now when trader sold that article to the wholesaler, here the final buyer is wholesaler and wholesaler has paid 700 rupees. So here wholesaler is the final buyer. That means why trader will pay the 600 rupees? Already trader has paid 600 rupees. And when he collect the 700 rupees, then he will keep 600 rupees that he had already given, and again he will pay 100 rupees to government. Understood student? So why he will pay? Trader again will pay 100 rupees to government. So when he will collect 700 rupees as the GST of that mobile and already he has given 600 to government, then that means government has rights to collect extra 100 rupees, not more than 100 rupees. So already 600 rupees government has got, and now the total GST is 700 rupees. That means government has rights to collect only 700 rupees, and 600 rupees already he has got. So rest amount is equal to how much? 700 minus 600. This amount is equal to 100 rupees. This 100 rupees will given by the trader to government. Okay student? Now come to these positions. When the trader will sell the wholesaler, wholesaler so bought that article at the 7,000 rupees and given the GST amount 700 rupees. Now when the wholesaler will sell that product to the shopkeeper, here at the price of 8,500 rupees, that means wholesaler will collect 850 rupees from the shopkeeper as the GST. So here final buyer is the shopkeeper. So why the wholesaler will pay the GST? That means wholesaler will keep the amount that he has paid. How much he has paid? He has paid 700 rupees as the GST, and now he is collecting 850 rupees. The rest amount definitely he will give to the government, because the wholesaler, any person has no right to keep any type of tax with him. So 700 he has given, now he is collecting 850 rupees. The rest amount is how much? 850 minus 700 rupees is equals to 150 rupees. So wholesaler will give 150 rupees to government. Okay student? Now come to the final positions. When shopkeeper will sell that article to Ram, then Ram will be the final buyer. So Ram will pay the GST. So as Ram has bought that mobile at 10,000 rupees, so according to the selling price, the Ram will pay the GST. So that amount is 1,000 rupees. But the shopkeeper has already paid 850 rupees as the GST. So he will take 850 from this 1000 rupees and the rest amount he will pay to the government. So what is the rest amount here? 100,000 rupees minus 850 is equals to 150 rupees. So shopkeeper again pay 150 rupees to government. This is the algorithm. Okay, student. So here the last buyer is which one is the last buyer? Ram. Ram is last buyer. Okay, student. And he paid how much? 1000 rupees as GST. So 1000 rupees, the government will get 1000 rupees. Now calculate, government has got 1000 rupees or not. Here 600 rupees, again 100 rupees, again 150 and again 150. So total amount is equal to how much? 600. So 100, then 150 and 150. Last equal to 0, 5 plus 5 0, carry 1. So 6 plus 1 7, 8, 9, 10. So 1000 rupees. So government has got the 1000 rupees and final buyer is here the Ram. So Ram has paid the total GST, and here what is the amount of whatever the amount of the GST trader has given, that he has got from the wholesaler, and wholesaler given 700 rupees as the GST. So he has got from the shopkeeper, and shopkeeper has given 850 as the GST. So he has got from Ram. So this trader, wholesaler and shopkeeper are not using that mobile, and also not the final buyer. Final buyer is Ram. So Ram will pay the total GST. This is the GST algorithm. Now the question is, what is the input GST and what is the output GST and what is the GST credit? Now come to student, what is the input GST? Suppose we will think about the trader. We will think about the trader. Okay, student. So here trader has given 600 rupees while buying that mobile. So this is known as the input GST for the trader. So input GST. What is the meaning of input GST? The tax paid while buying the product. Okay, and what is output GST? This is the tax collected while selling the product. Okay, student. So here input GST. So here we can see that this 600 rupees is the input GST for trader, and 600 is equals to the output GST for the manufacturer. Similarly, 700 is the input GST for the wholesaler and output GST for the trader. While selling that while we sell any product, then we are collecting the GST from the buyer, and so in that time that GST is known as the output GST for us, because we are selling. The who will sell the product, then he will collect that GST, and that GST will be the output GST for that seller. And when buyer will buy some product, he will give the GST, and that times that is known as the input GST for the buyer. Okay, student. And third term is GST credit. Here you can see that trader has given 600 as GST and collected 700 as GST. In these positions we can see that input GST for trader equal to how much? For trader input GST equal to 600 rupees. 600, and output GST for trader is equals to 700 rupees. So GST credit is equal to how much? 700. Here I am writing the formula. Output GST minus input GST. This is the formula for the GST credit. And this credit, this amount will go to the government. Okay, student. So here we have calculated the GST and here we have drawn the algorithm of GST. Who will pay the GST and who will collect the GST, and who has the rights to keep the GST with him, and how much GST any person can live with him. Okay, student. So now we will do some questions. Suppose A sold an article to B at 7,000 rupees and B sold to C at 10,000 rupees. Then and GST for B is B for the product. The product is 15%. Then find the amount of GST paid by A, B and find the A not, this is B and C. B and C and find the input and output GST for B and find GST credit for B on that transaction. Okay, student. So now here the cost, the selling, A sold the articles to B at 7,000 rupees. So B bought that article at 7,000 rupees. So that means B will pay the GST to A. How much? GST is 50%. So B will pay GST 15% to A, which is equal to how much? 15% of how much? Always I have told you the GST is depend upon only the selling price. So 50% of 7,000. Okay, student, which is equal to how much? 1050 rupees. Okay, student. So here B have to pay this amount to A as GST. That means B is paying and B has bought that articles. While buying the articles, the amount of GST you will pay is known as the input GST. Okay, so input GST for B is 1050 rupees. Now we will find out the GST for C. So B sold that article to C at 10,000 rupees. Okay, student. So C has bought that article from B at 10,000 rupees. That means C will pay. So here we can write that C has bought that article from B at 10,000 rupees. So he will pay the GST to B. So what is that amount? 15% of 10,000 rupees, which is equals to 15 by 100 into 10,000. Okay, so here 100, which is equals to 1500 rupees. So here we can say that the input GST for C, because C is buying that product and C is paying 1500 rupees to B for buying that product as the GST. So this amount is the input GST for C. So input GST for C equal to how much? 1500. As well as B is selling that articles to the C and getting 1500 rupees as GST from B. That means also we can say that B. So here B got 1500 rupees as GST from C for selling the articles. So 15, so output GST. So when B sold that articles to C, then C paid 1500 rupees and B got 1500 rupees from B while selling that product. So when we sell the product, then we are collecting the GST, and that is known as the output GST. So output GST for B is 1500 rupees. Here we have find out the input GST as well as output GST for B. So now last we have to find out GST credit for B. So GST credit for B is equals to input GST, the formula is what? Output GST minus input GST, which is equals to 1500 minus 1050 is equals to 450 rupees. That means this is the amount of GST credit, and this amount the B will pay to government directly. Okay, student. So in these questions, I think you have understood in this questions you can understand them properly about the GST, how we will calculate the GST input and how we will calculate the GST output, what is the definition of GST input, GST output and GST credit. In next video, we will solve some problems regarding the tax as well as GST. Okay, student. So thank you for watching my video, and if you have any problems regarding the GST or any type of mathematics, you can call in this number. This is my mobile number, and you can also comment me in this comment box. Okay, student. So thank you for watching my video. Bye.